Hello everybody, my name is Timekeeper. Welcome to the first episode of Production Time with Timekeeper in 2026. This is going to be the first of many production videos that I'm going to be doing, where it's just like a little bit of a fun video. Nothing really planned, no script or anything. I mean, a lot of my videos are unscripted anyway. But today I'm going to be debunking something I've heard many trend hopper riddim artists say. I say trend hopper riddim artists is basically people that like abandon their old style to make Square 4 just because Skrillex did it. And I've only heard him say, I heard one person say, this Square 4 is only used for riddim. You can't use it for anything else. Well, I'm about to disprove that, because in today's video, we're going to be making some sick BROSTEP only using the Square 4 wavetable. We're going to be making a BROSTEP bass using the Square 4 wavetable to show that you can make other stuff with it. It doesn't have to be exclusively only to riddim. I know this is common sense for any wavetable, but like there are people that genuinely out there that genuinely believe that this wavetable is only used for riddim. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Cue the intro. Let's go. Alright, we are here in T1M2 in Ableton here, and here's the Square 4 wavetable. Pretty simple. Like if I really wanted to be like a generic riddim artist, I could just do this. There. Now I'm on the road to playing Lost Lands. But no, we're not going to be doing that. We're actually going to be doing this, and we're actually going to be changing up the wavetable or the push-pull thing here. Nice to see my methods have not changed. Now that's already pretty kind of BROSTEP-y sounding, so we're gonna go with that tone. I'm actually gonna load up another Square 4 wavetable here. I have to do this manually because I didn't set this up beforehand. So we're gonna set up another Square 4 wavetable, and we're gonna FM. We're gonna do some FM here. And we're gonna set this one to bend minus. We're going to also modulate the wavetable position on oscillator 2 as well. And also turn the octave 1 up if you want to get that, like, that BROSTEP tone. And make sure your random is down all the way. I always forget to do that. And for the second warp knob, I'm just going to put diode 2. Just a little bit of it. And then I am going to put on a high notch filter, kind of apply some LFOs here. Maybe make this a little more shorter. Maybe turn up the resonance up a little bit, maybe get some frequency knob in there. And let's actually change this to ratio. Like in the other BROSTEP preset I have by Virtual Riot. This is kind of like a really cool... Pretty cool stuff there. All right, let's add some effects. First off, I'm going to add some distortion. Then I'm going to add a compressor. Actually, let's change the mode to this back to semitones. Yeah, but the pitch bend honestly sounds cool. So we're gonna add distortion, compressor, obviously, and we're gonna add some hyper dimension as well. I rarely use the dimension part, I just use hyper. But next we're gonna throw on an equalizer, throw on some peaks, to get some like vowel going. Now we're gonna throw on a phaser to make it sound a little more excision-y, I guess. And next, I'm going to assign LFO3 to master tuning, just so we can get a little bit of pitch modulation in there as well. So let's global master tuning, and let's kind of get like a little bit of like a ramp down. And for the second warp node, we're going to do asim. And because I want to use like the velocity knob, I'm actually going to switch a lot of these to envelope, except for this one. This one's going to be on free. Just so, yeah, so we're going to set the velocity knob to this the rate knob here, so now we can actually write a flow here. Let's see if I can write a flow for the video. All right, so there we go. We got a pretty decent flow here. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to do some pitch bend modulation here. So the way you do that in Ableton is you press this little arrow here and you go to configure and you move the thing you want to automate. And then you just go into the automation tool and then just automate it that way. For those who don't know Ableton too well. So I'm thinking of like doing something like that. And maybe this one going a little bit lower, and then yeah, sort of like a idea like that. And then you can, of course, tweak some knobs and stuff. And if you really want to, like, sort of combine sort of square 4 techniques, you can add, like, a flange filter, if I can find the filter. I always can't. I always, like, for some reason, always blank out and I can't find certain effects. We're going to put the compressor last, by the way, because that's what I always do with my patches. So you can put, like, a flange filter on it and just, like, kind of make it sound even more square 4-y, I guess. And you can change the ratio knob as well, or you can flip it back to like the whole semitone thing. So yeah, I did not expect that to work out as well as it did. I thought it was just going to be a pretty shit patch, but that's a pretty solid BROSTEP bass right there, made out of the square 4 wavetable. So there you go. If you guys actually want to make square 4 interesting instead of being labeled as a trend hopper by all the major riddim artists in the world, go at it. I'll leave a link to the description of the video where I got this square 4 wavetable from. It's originally for Vital, but because it's a wavetable, you can use it in any synth that supports wavetables. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I think I'm going to do fun little video challenges like this in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.